Hello, my darlings. Hey, y'all. Listen, I'm not at home. I am not in California right now. I am out and about somewhere in these United States. No, I'm in Salt Lake City. I'm in Salt Lake, just chilling. But yeah, listen, why is that being weird? Okay. Yeah, I'm chilling right now. I was just like, let me come say hi to everyone because I haven't talked to you all for a while. I don't remember the last time I was live. But yeah, I'm here. I was like, let's chill, let's chat, let's have some fun today. Um, yeah, and I'm gonna bring you all some more content this week. Oh, for those who may be interested, sometime this week, I will be doing the monthly free readings for the community. So at some point this week, we will have our free readings live stream, and that's for anyone that's interested in having their question answered. So I just do want to put that out. Like I said, I did want to give back. I did want to give back more to you all, to the community. So that will be a day this week for the live stream with free readings. So honestly, y'all, I'm still in bed right now. I am like relaxing. I'm still in bed. I'm still in bed. So let me say hello. Hey, CS, Sleepy B, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing? Lisa says, hey, I usually catch the replay, but I'm happy to catch y'all live. Yeah. Yeah, listen. I'm still in bed. I am still in bed. I am still in my nightgown, and I am still in this bed. I literally just put my contacts in my eyes, took my glasses off, put my contacts in. I'm still in bed. I'm still in bed. And sometimes you just have to rest. Sometimes you just have to rest. So, how are y'all doing? What's been going on? What do you want to share with me? Tell me what's going on. Listen, the eclipse, the eclipse got some things going on. The eclipse definitely has some things going on. And that is something that I want to kind of share at some point this week. Today, the lunar eclipse in Pisces. Let me pull this up. Let me just make sure. Let me look for events, eclipses. Let me just calculate chart. Let's just do this. Let me just look. Yeah, so that was a while ago. So the total lunar eclipse, which was a full moon eclipse, we could not see it here. You could see it, I want to say like in the UK, was at 11:08 a.m. California time. So the eclipse is over with, but we're still in eclipse season because we have the partial solar eclipse on September 21st, and that one is going to be the more heavy hitting eclipse. So, I've been checking these news stories. These news stories are, mm, yeah, the eclipse is definitely doing some things. Hey, Positive Queen on purpose. Sleepy B says, sorry for my long winded posts about Gavin. I had lots to say. Don't apologize. I asked for discourse in the comments. Never, ever apologize for discourse. Okay. I like having conversations with you all. And you are someone who has lived in California much longer than I have. So, your thoughts and your opinions on it absolutely are important to me, right? Because you've lived here longer than I have. You have much more to say. So, CM1 says, hey, everyone, you in the clouds driving. Okay, okay. Be safe, girl. Will we be able to see the next eclipse? Let me see. Is the next eclipse is only going to be a partial. Yeah, let me see. Let me see where is it going to be at? Where can you see the eclipse? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So the solar eclipse on September 21st is going to be a partial solar eclipse, but it's going to be seen over the Pacific. So New Zealand, Fiji, um, places like that. It's going to be more of the Pacific and get into the southern hemisphere. So yeah, no, we can't see that. Let me see. When is the next one? Next eclipse seen in United States. Okay, so the next eclipse, yeah, we have a while. We have a while before we will be able to see an eclipse in the United States. So, yeah, we had the Great American Eclipse of August 2017, right? And then I remember the one October 14th, 2023, and that eclipse kind of coincided with the conflict in the Middle East between the country whose name starts with I and the people whose names start with P. Do not say their names in the chat. And then we had a partial eclipse, um, April 2024. That was the Great American Solar Eclipse. That was last year in April. So no, the next one we won't be able to see until let me see. Where is this going to be at? Let me see. I want to say it's not, we have a while. We have a while. We have a while. So we have a while. I want to say the next one won't be until that we can see total solar eclipse, and it really just depends on your path. 2044. So, it's going to be a while. But just because we can't see them does not mean that they don't affect anything. They absolutely, absolutely affect things. So, hey, growing process girl, are you on the clock? You on the clock? Well, I hope you're having a good day at the workplace, honey. Yeah, so, yeah, it's been very, very interesting. I've just, like I said, I've been checking the news stories to see what's going on with these eclipses. And listen, yeah, 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 yeah. But what's been going on with you all? What's been going on with you all? Yeah, 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 child. Yeah, yeah, today was a rest day. I worked out Friday and my legs were sore. So my legs are just about good. Get back into working out tomorrow. I was so sore. So yeah, I'm still in this bed. So yeah, these eclipses, they definitely do things. They definitely do things. All I know is this past week it has been very, very interesting news story wise. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So much going on. So much going on. I try not to bore you all with all of the minute details because listen, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some of these news stories, and I am so, so, so saddened to hear that, you know, the Dakara, she was found um unalive, right? Unfortunately, as soon as I knew that she was missing, I knew that she wasn't alive. As soon as she was reported missing, I knew she wasn't alive. And it really, really hurts my heart. But yeah, I knew she wasn't alive. Growing process says, I have been celebrating my freedom and doing the same. Yes, yes, freedom is good. Lisa says, I haven't been able to stand to watch the news. I just get bits and pieces. Listen, I don't watch quote unquote the news either. I check the news stories. So um I'm not bombarded with sight and sound. I'm usually just reading a news story. But yeah, yeah, definitely prayers to Dakara's family because that was quite like I said, I mean, I just knew that she wasn't alive. Um, I just knew that she wasn't alive. So, yeah, it's really sad. But it's all I can say is protect black women. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So that's all I can say. Yeah. It's crazy. It's wild, right? Yeah. What was I? It was something I was looking at, and I was just like, "Oh my God, what was it?" Um, where was it? I saw someone. What was it? Yeah, I really didn't want anything. Let me see. Oh, what's today? Today's the 7th, right? Okay, yeah, sorry. Today's the 7th. Listen, these people be out here just trying to do stuff, and they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, yeah, y'all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was I about to say? So yeah, the like I said, the free readings live stream will be this week. I do have some more things to bring you all that may be kind of boring as it pertains to these eclipses. So I do have some of that information coming out this week. And sometimes I just have to take a break, and I usually just have to take a break often because when it gets really, really loud out here energetically, it's just like that's like my rest period, right? Because sometimes you're just supposed to sit and rest and let things happen, let things unfold before you can get into certain things. So yeah, I've just really been like resting this past week. Um and I definitely recommend that you all rest as well if you can. Um if that's something that you can do. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Some people already emailed me the next batch of milkshake is going to be made in November. So if you are interested and want a bottle for yourself or want to gift a bottle to, a woman who could, enjoy more money in her life, more gifts, more presents in her life, go ahead and email me so that I'm keeping a list of people who are interested in milkshake when I make the next batch in November. Because that was one of the better times planetary wise that I, saw to make a bottle. So, email me if you do want to get in on that. Um, email me if you want to get in on that. If you want to get in on that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Did y'all see um did y'all see the it was causing a ruckus. Sierra and Russell changed that baby's name to Wilson. I saw that. It's been a little bit of the tea, but a little bit of the tea around here. But yeah, I've pretty much been resting. I just want to come in and check. I just want to come in and check with y'all. Like I said, I'm relaxing, relaxing. Was there anything that you all wanted to talk to me about or ask me? I kind of feel like some people want to ask me things, but either they are shy to ask or, you know, maybe are ashamed to. You don't have to be like that with me. You don't have to feel shy or ashamed to ask me some things. Um, you know, but yeah. Oh, something. If you did not watch the live stream, the love and sex magic live stream, one of the major live streams that I did recently, please go back and watch it because there was a lot of information in there. And I talked about things and I also talked about cleansing, protection, all like that. Um, because people really do be out here low key casting spells on other people without their knowledge. So, and the men absolutely do um magic on other people, especially on people that they want to have sex with. So please go back and watch that. Please go back and watch that. Let me type it in here. Okay. So there's my email address. There's my email address. Um, for those who may, it's really just it's yeah. There's my email address there. I don't know if you all have been, and let me see if I can say this without saying certain words. I'm not sure if you all have been paying attention, but there is a lot more going on than just surface level things. Um, as it pertains to how do I say this? Because what I'm seeing now is a lot of tracking of people who talk about certain things. So there's a lot going on as it pertains to one of the largest cases or public facing situations here in the United States, um, that guy who was in jail and the chick who was helping him out, you should be able to put two and two together and figure that out. People are talking about the documents. Where are the documents? Okay. There's a lot going on, and that entire situation is completely unraveling. And I think that part of that situation, and I'm just speaking off the top of my head right now. I think that part of that situation and how things are unraveling is because of these eclipses. Um, it's because of these eclipses. So, the big story that has reared its head again this year, the guy whose last name begins with an E and P. You can probably put that together. There's been a lot of that unraveling the information coming out. And I think that, as it pertains to moving forward with the United States as a country, um, the United States astrology, these eclipses, Uranus and Gemini, I think a lot of that has been coming out about it. Um, I think part of it is going to be, whatever major change is going to happen to this country. I don't know if this country is going to continue forward as we know it now. I mean, it shouldn't. It really needs to be changed. A lot of things need to go. But I have literally been seeing people, quote unquote, wake up to things. And, I don't know what's going to happen with the United States, but I will say that the way that this absolutely exploded as soon as Uranus entered Gemini is quite telling. It's quite telling. Um, hey D Dub, hey girl, how you doing? Yeah, it's quite telling. And the reason that I'm talking quote unquote in code is because, like I said, I have seen the bot armies, the troll armies attack people that are getting down and finding out what's really happening as it pertains to the guy whose last name starts with an E, right? I have seen the bot armies, the troll armies that are being launched on people from other countries and governments. Okay. Okay. Usually when I get on the internet, I am looking for information. I've always been one of those people that are curious. I'm looking for information. And, because I was one of those people where you just can't tell me why something is just because, like, I need to find out. So whenever I was in school and you had a teacher or a professor say that's just the way it is, that doesn't compute for me. So I've always been a person that has looked for information, looked for reasoning, looked for why. And the things that I have been seeing that are not that you probably will not find as it pertains to mainstream media. Um, yeah, you're not gonna find it there. The places that I've been in, seeing some of this stuff come out, it's just like, okay, that actually makes sense. And also, just understanding that um it's layers and levels to this shit. It's layers and levels to this shit. Um, and to quote George Carlin, old school comedian. I used to love George Carlin because he used to just say shit and it was just like spot on. It's a big club out there and you're not part of it. So I say that to say it's more than just it's more than just women aren't protected. It's deeper than that. And it's a whole lot going on. It's a whole lot going on. Hey fuzzy girl. Yeah, it's a whole lot going on with that case. The information that's being found out is just like, okay. And I really have to say that as it pertains to a nation state, for those who now you know we black people. You know, we some of my supporters may not be black. I know a lot of you are. Now you know we black people. Now you know we think about things differently. But I will say that if you didn't know before, understand now that it's one big club and you're not part of it. And uniparty is a thing. And I mean, this is like deep levels shit. Like this might as well be like a Call of Duty Black Ops campaign. Like this shit is wild. This shit is wild. And I'm just like, oh my God, like you love George Carlin too? Listen, yeah. What's going on with that guy who died, whose last name started with an E? This is not a Republican or a Democratic thing. These people are fucking demonic and they're evil. And there are plans for society. And I know I probably sound like a nutcase right now or conspiracy theory nutcase right now, but baby, it's wild out here. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but baby, growing process said all I hear is 2008 Gucci Mane. Listen, it's real out here. It's real out here in these streets. So there are so many things that are distractions right now. So many things that are distractions right now. So as it pertains to that, now you know we can multitask and we can laugh and kiki at so many different things, but this shit out here is wild. It's wild. It's wild. It is wild. So, let me also say that, yeah, the shit is wild. Every day, it just sounds better and better to just go live on like a little island, a little piece of land, and just disconnect from society. Like, people talked about, Thanos in the Avengers movies. But like how like at the end he just went off to go live by himself. Yeah, every day it's looking better and better to do that and just like disconnect because the shit out here is just bring the flood. It's so much demonic shit happening out here. I'm just like, okay, just bring the flood. Like I'm tired and I'm tired of people um who are degenerates and just love degeneracy and I'm tired. I can't fight all these people. I'm tired of the degeneracy. I'm tired of people being harmed and everyone just be looking around like this is okay. Like I'm tired. I'm ready to just go live on the island and plant some crops and have some chickens and some horses or something like that and just go live my life because it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. So yeah, Marie Antoinette said, I'm telling you, listen, it's every day I'm just, more and more disgusted. More and more disgusted. The more that I find out, the more than I find out. So that was, a crazy little aside. I promise you, I'm not. I'm very, I'm very sane. But like I said, the more and more you just find shit out, you're just like, I'm done with society. I'm done with society. But anyway, anyway, anyway. Yeah, yeah, I don't want nothing. I just wanted to come say hi because I had missed y'all for so much. I miss y'all. I really did. I haven't really been too much in these YouTube streets because I'm just, there's just certain things I just can't pay attention to right now. Certain things I can't pay attention to right now. Yeah, I really did miss y'all. I really did miss y'all. I really did miss y'all. Yeah, definitely do not fall for the okey doke. Do not fall for such and such is doing this, such and such is doing that, and don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. A lot of it is distractions right now. A lot of it is distraction. So a lot of it is distraction, and I just can't. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, anywho, y'all got something to say? Why are you excited for next year? What you got going on this next year? Tell us why you are excited for next year so we can be happy for you. What you got going on? I want to be excited with you. Let us support you. What you got going on? What you got going on next year that you so excited for? What you got going on? Tell us. Oh, let me tell y'all something. So I've officially become cool auntie. I'm cool auntie. Babe and I we're cool auntie and uncle. We bought Babe's nephew a PlayStation for his birthday, a PlayStation 5 for his birthday, which was the 4th, September 4th. So we bought a PlayStation for nephew, and he called me and talked my ear off. But I know I'm cool auntie because this 18-year-old child, okay, he just turned 18. He called me and we were on the phone for an hour. Okay. Love him to death. He could talk a hole through a brick. And he talked my ear off for an hour. But I mean, just like what 18-year-old right now just really want to be on the phone with auntie? So I'm officially cool auntie. And none of y'all can't tell me shit because I'm cool auntie. And nephew called me and we talked for an hour. So I'm chilling in my cool auntie vibe. Growing process. 10, 10, 10. Okay then. All me. Yes, yes, yes. Sweet Ace Silhouette. Hey girl. Sleepy B said nice. Yeah, we got him the PlayStation. Listen, we got him the PlayStation. Okay. We got him the PlayStation. His father bought him some games. Me and Babe bought him the PlayStation. His father bought him some games. That was his birthday present. I am officially cool auntie. Okay. And that boy keep asking me for my gamer tag. Now, if he think he finna get on PlayStation and outdo me, he's wrong. Okay. I take that as a threat. I take that seriously. But I'm officially cool auntie, and I love it. I'm officially cool auntie. But yeah, that child, he talked the hole in the side of my head. I was texting my husband like, please help, please help, please help. He's still talking to me. No, it was good though. Don't laugh, D Dub. Don't laugh. It's so true. It was so true. Yeah, he wasn't going out with his girlfriend. He didn't do none of that. He wanted to talk to Auntie on the phone. So I obliged. I obliged. I obliged. So yeah. Yeah, CS is laughing. CS laughing. Hey, hey, butterfly empress. How you doing, girl? Listen, yeah, like I said, I'm cool, Auntie, and no one can tell me shit. No one can tell me shit. So we just out here, just trying to love on the cheering, just trying to love on the cheering. Yeah, it was. It was. It was so good talking to him. So good talking to him. So good talking to him. So um, so good talking to him. It was so funny because I was trying not to clock his tea. Okay, he is a Virgo sun. He's a Virgo sun, and I can already tell that he thinks he's one of the smartest people in the room. I can already tell. I'm not gonna bust his bubble. I'm not gonna bust his bubble yet. Okay, I will let his father burst his bubble. But he already thinks he's one of the smartest people in the room. So I'm like, okay, you gotta watch out for this one. Yes, gamer auntie in the house. Yes, 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 yes. He already thinks he's the smartest person in the room. Okay, sir. He's very deliberate with his words, with his word choices, with what he says. I'm like, okay, that's that Virgo energy pulling through. I don't have his birth time, or else I would, be looking into it. But I can tell. He already think he one of the smartest people in the room. He's curious, and if it's not channeled properly, he can get himself in trouble. So we will be talking to his father to try and get him together. He's not a bad kid at all, but he has an idle mind, and his mind his energy is not being properly focused and directed, and I just don't want him to get into something that could potentially get him in trouble because he's idle. So I'm not a parent, but I definitely see what's going on with him. So, but yeah, he think he's the smartest person in the room. He's not, and that's okay. He's not. Yeah, y'all. So listen. Yeah, yeah. I don't know those of you who have children or if you have teenagers and whatnot. Like I said, I'm not a parent, but I'm auntie, and I take auntie role seriously. Um, you know, I take it seriously. So yeah, yeah. Yeah. You didn't miss too much. You didn't miss too much. We are literally just chit chatting. I am chit chatting. The only important notification that you may have missed was if you want a bottle of milkshake, send me an email because I'm compiling a list of people who want a bottle of milkshake. I'm making milkshake in November. So if you want a bottle or there's a lady that you think would love a bottle of milkshake, send me an email and say, hey, I want a bottle, or make me 2 bottles because I'm compiling a list. And then once, you know, I'm trying to give everyone time to let me know that they want a bottle. Once I have the list compiled, um, I'll probably start getting the supplies and stuff like that. And then everyone will, send their payments in October for a milkshake. and then it'll be made in November and go out in November. And then I just said that this week will be the community free reading live stream, free tarot reading live stream will be this week for the community here. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you are not, because it is subscribers only um for the community. So those are the only important things that I talked about. Everything else we just chit chatting and bullshitting. That's all. Let me. I posted it here. Let me post it again. Or Sleepy B, Sleepy B, can you post my email address again? I had already put it in here, but it's gone. I didn't pin it. Um, yeah, Sleepy B, if you can put my email address in there. So, but yeah, yeah. So, but we just chilling. We are just chilling. I haven't seen rain in so long. The first time I saw rain was yesterday. I it rained a little bit here in Salt Lake City, and I saw rain yesterday, and it was great. Let me tell y'all, yesterday I had one of those Auntie Anne pretzels, like they be in the mall or like in the airport. I had an Auntie Anne pretzel yesterday, and it was so good. And I secretly want another one, and I'm just like, but the carbs, but the carbs. I had that pretzel yesterday. It was so damn good. CS got it. So yeah, here it is, butterfly. This is my email address. Send me an email and say, hey, um, you want a bottle or put you down for 2 bottles or whatnot. Um, yeah, thank you so much, CS. I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, yeah. It's so much going on. It's loud. The astrology is loud right now. And it's gonna get a little louder towards the end of the month. And it's loud. It's real loud out here. It's real loud out here. So all I can say is everyone just do what you gotta do. Has anyone been experiencing anything as it pertains to this eclipse? So eclipse season is usually a week before the eclipse, a week to two before the eclipse. So being that the lunar eclipse was today, it already happened. If what has been going on in your life that you think may be eclipse related, right? So eclipses are new beginnings and eclipses are endings. And we had the lunar eclipse in Pisces today. These eclipses are occurring on the Virgo Pisces axis. What has been happening in your life? Has something big happened in your life that you think may be attributed to this eclipse in Pisces? This lunar eclipse in Pisces that occurred today. Tell me down in the go ahead and talk to me in the chat because I kind of want to see. There were some events this week that I pinpointed as having to do with this eclipse that occurred today, a couple hours ago. There were some events that I definitely attributed to that. I know currently right now, someone that my husband was working with got fired, and I know that I know that eclipse was them getting fired. I know it. I know it for true. Um, as they say in St. Croix, I know for true. For true, homie got fired because of this eclipse. For some people, it could have been some of anything. It could have been some of anything. Growing process says, I have a surge of energy and a release from toxic BS. That's why I'm celebrating. Yes, we love that. We love that. We rebuke toxic BS. We absolutely rebuke toxic BS. Toxic BS be gone. But yeah, there were absolutely some things happening that were, I'm like, okay, this is definitely eclipse, definitely eclipse vibes. Let me see. But anything going on for me? No. Nothing for me per se. Nothing for me per se. Eclipse related. Excuse me. I just can't wait to get this money. That's all I'm gonna say about my money. Um, but yeah, the shit this week, yeah, I will bring you all some eclipse stories. But the eclipse later on in the month on the 21st, that's the one that's probably gonna be a little more spicy. Probably gonna be a little more spicy. So you know, whatever that means. So yeah, look around your life and see what's going on. Of course, it really depends on where these eclipses are falling in your chart. And if there are any degree points that align with the eclipses in your chart. So it just really depends. But yeah. Butterfly Empress says, I would say I've been having lucid dreams and understand what they mean. Okay. Yes. Yes. D-Dub says spicy in a good or bad way. Spicy as in it may be something unexpected. So that's what I mean by spice. It may be something unexpected. It could be something positive in your life, or it could be something less positive in your life, but it's usually something that you can't miss. Like, for example, like earlier this year when we had the eclipses in March, right? Because eclipses, whenever they occur, they're usually about 6 months apart. The eclipse series, they're usually about 6 months apart. So 6 months ago was March, and we had the eclipses in March. My dog died. My dog just like, oh my God, like my dog died. That was completely unexpected, right? So my dog died. Um, that was it. Was eclipses are beginnings and endings, so that was an end of us being pet parents, right? Because we had been pet parents for so long, right? Um, but yeah, our dog died. So it's spicy as in a change, something new or something ending, something that could be shocking and sudden, or something that's kind of been building and then the dam finally breaks and then the event happens. So it just really depends like on your charts. It really depends on your personal chart. Like I said, only you know what's going on in your life. So um yeah, I will say that let me bring this in. I was not planning on showing a chart today, but let me see. Let me just say this. Okay, so let me open up. Let me bring these charts in real quick so we can kind of look at let me bring the chart. Let me bring the chart in. I just had it. Okay. Now I'm in this hotel room and it's weird in here. Okay, let me bring this in. Let me bring this in for y'all. Let me bring this in. Share screen. Window. Sweet Ace Silhouette says, I love charts. You love charts, girl. Okay. She got some unexpected money coming in. Yes, I love that for you. Let everybody get some unexpected money to bless them. Okay. So what we is looking at here is, let me make myself smaller. What we's looking at here is, so in the middle, in the inside chart, okay, it says inner ring. The inside chart is the chart for the United States of America. This is called the Sibley chart. We've been over this before. This is the Sibley chart, right? And, Declaration of Independence, when we're talking about countries or cities or things like that, um, everything can have a chart. Anything can have a chart as long as you have the date and time. Okay, so this is the supposed date and time for the founding of the United States or the Declaration of Independence from Britain. Okay, July 4th, 1776, 5:10 p.m. in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Okay, so that's the inner chart. Now, if we look at this eclipse, which just occurred, right? If we look at this eclipse, we will see that this eclipse is happening here on the Pisces Virgo axis, right? But in the 10th house and the fourth house of the United States. So the most public house and one of the foundational houses. Okay. Okay. So we had a lunar eclipse today. So this lunar eclipse happened in the fourth house of the United States. Okay. Lunar eclipses are always full moons, solar eclipses are new moons. Okay. So this is why, the full moons are like the releasings, right? Because the moon is full, the moon can't do anything else but start to wane and decrease in light. So this is so what's going to be ending, what can potentially be changing for the United States foundationally here in one of the foundational houses for the United States, right? So, and then we all know that the United States, the country, is in the news like every day. Okay, okay. If you can see my face, you know what it looked like. Okay, so when we have the solar eclipse, okay, it's still gonna be. So let me pull up solar eclipse real quick and see what the solar eclipse is. Okay, let me do this one. Calculate chart as chart 2. Okay, so when we get to the solar eclipse, okay, new moon, right? Okay, you see it here. Solar eclipse NM is new moon on September 21st, right? So, yeah. So, mid heaven, oh god. And then what's going to be starting or something new for the United States around this time? Eclipse season, okay, is usually like a week to 2 weeks before the event happens. So this is why September is going to be a very, very interesting. Like shit started happening like around like the 28th, 29th. Like I said, I'm going through news stories because I do want to compile some news stories and bring news stories to you all as they pertain to the eclipse. Now, the eclipses are happening for everyone on the planet, right? I don't know what's happening going on in other countries, but one of the things that I did see were there were some people around the world either stepping down, people who were like elected officials or like people who run countries or stuff like that, people who were, important people who were either being brought into new positions or they were leaving their positions, right? And again, we're talking about the one today, which was the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. Pisces is going to be our sign of endings, of things that are secrets, that are hidden, things that are spiritual, stuff like that. Sometimes mental illness and sometimes drug use is associated with Pisces, psychic events, magic, the occult. So, you just really have to pay attention to what's going on. And I have already seen some people in power either stepping down or assuming new positions in power around the world as it pertains to these eclipses. So It really, really depends. So yeah, the partial solar eclipse is going to be happening in the 10th house of the United States on September 21st. So we have to see, like, okay, from about like mid-September, from around like September 12th, 13th, like all the way up to the eclipse, we have to see what's going to be going on as well. I did look at some of the news stories, and I will bring this stuff to you all later on this week. I don't know if it'll be live or not. It'll either be live or a recorded video. It just really depends on how I feel. Um, I did some of the news stories that have happened so far within the past week. Oh, I pulled up them charts. Yeah, definitely tracks. Definitely tracks. So we'll see what's going to be going on with the United States. Um, in our, this is yeah, here. That's going to be Virgo related. So information, technology, details. You may even get some physical stuff like exercise habits. Virgo is, like I said, information, details, technology. Virgo is a Mercury ruled sign, so communication, health, what's going on health wise. Um, yeah, you may get some tech stuff in there because Mercury is, I mean, I know people like to look at Uranus as technology, but things that need details like technology, like a lot of people that I know who are, so some of my friends who are sun sign Virgos, they are absolutely in tech, absolutely in tech. And I know that's very, very general, but the amount, those of you who are interested in technology, you know the amount of details that you have to learn, practice, deal with as it pertains to technology. Okay. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hey Nestos, Shackle Shuffle, Walk of Shame. Hey girl, how you doing? D Dub, you gotta tell me why your face like that. Why your face like that? What you shocked or surprised at? Come on, talk to me. But yeah, so we'll see what's happening here. We'll absolutely see what's happening here. What I do find interesting looking at this, yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, hmm Uranus isn't quite squaring, but we got a little bit of a square, but we got this. Yeah, we got this other bullshit going on. We got this other bullshit going on that's gonna be real interesting to see. So we'll see. This is probably gonna be more of the more potent. Let me remove this. Oh, I can't remove it there. I need to click here. Oh yeah, listen, listen. Did you see my video on the actual USA chart that I did explaining like what the hell is going on here? Yeah. So let me remove this. Let me remove the chart. So as you see, we got a lot of interesting things going on. Okay. Here in the chart. So on the day of this eclipse, you see we got this lovely, let me make sure you all can see. Okay, we got this lovely Mars. I'm gonna be square. Oh, you can't see. Let me make this smaller so I can see. Okay. Mars, buddy old pal. Okay, now I can see. Buddy old pal Mars is going to be square Pluto. This is very, very explosive. Very, very explosive. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very, very explosive. So this is kind of why this is kind of why this is going to be the more, let's see what's really going to happen with this eclipse, because right here, and then we have the other players in the game. Saturn has stationed retrograde. Okay. Uranus is retrograde right here. Buddy old pal, Uranus is retrograde. So all these things are energetically in the chart. Um, yeah, we have, you know, yeah, we have this kind of trine going on, but these two, because Pluto is our power, it's transformative. Um, Pluto is like those deep hidden secrets. Pluto is like our underworld, right? And these two gonna be square. hmm On the day of something major like an eclipse, baby, we just got to see what's going on. We got to see what's going on. Oh, thank you so much. And that's those shackle shuff walk of shame. You became a member. Hey, girl, thank you so much for becoming a member. Sweet Ace of Silhouette said, when you mentioned fourth and 10th houses, I thought about Donald Trump's health secretary line up. Listen, like I said, I'm compiling the news stories. I'm compiling the news stories because some things are absolutely like tied to this. Absolutely tied to this. But yeah, so you know, this is going to be interesting because these two, Mars is considered a malefic. Okay, we have two malefics. Mars and Saturn are our malefics, the bad guys. Venus and Jupiter are our benefics, quote unquote, the better planets that kind of heal things up, ease things in. Yeah, so this is going to be very, very interesting, especially because we have to see what's going on up here. Up here. Um, so I am definitely going to be compiling the news stories to bring you that energy and showing you like different things that can happen. Hey girl, how you doing? This was just a random impromptu live. I didn't even it's just super random. I missed you all, so I was like, let me just come talk to my people real quick. But yeah, so this is gonna be interesting. Like I said, these two, Pluto, yeah, we have to see what's happening. We will have to absolutely see what's going on. So these two are why this partial solar eclipse will potentially be more aggravating. Potentially be more aggravating. Um, so we will see. We will see. We will see. So yeah. We just gotta see what's going on. Like I said, I'm really trying to keep my ear to the news, going to like the news outlets, like the websites and seeing like what's going on. And then I also I check my online stuff. I check Twitter, I check threads to see like what's going on. Um, because I like to, yeah. So remember when I started the stream, those of you were here when I started the stream and I said that there is bigger shit happening as it pertains to the country that starts with the letter I and the people who start with the letter P. I'm looking right now at someone who's a lawyer, and they were saying that this person who's a lawyer has been getting death threats and stuff because they are talking about the people whose names start with the P. So it's really real out here in these streets. Um, it's really real out here in these streets. That's why I said don't say the name, don't type it in chat, but you know what's going on. Okay. The people whose names start with an I, and yeah. So, um, you know, yeah. hmm Yeah, so I see a lot. I absolutely see a lot. I absolutely see a lot. So yeah, if you're out here in these streets and I just like knowing what's going on. Um, yeah, I just like knowing what's going on. Hey, moms. Hey, V Lenore. Y'all throw them cute little kissy faces up in the chat for V Lenore. Hey, girl. How are you today? I hope you are feeling better. Are you feeling better, V Lenore? I hope you're feeling better, girl. I know it sucks when you're sick. No one likes to be sick. I really hope that you're feeling better. I really, really do. Yes, throw them kissy faces in the chat for V Lenore. Yep. Yeah. So the lunar eclipse that occurred today is also emotions. Pisces are when we're talking about, and that's the thing about this Virgo Pisces axis, right? When we're talking about the Virgo Pisces axis, we're talking about the dance, the song and dance between things that are physical and can be measured, right? With our five senses. And then Pisces is more of the ethereal, more of the things that can't be touched, that are intangible, right? Like emotions. We feel our emotions, but we don't have like a physical thing that's emotions, right? So, this is the access of what's physical versus what's not physical, what's rational, what's logical, okay, what makes quote unquote sense as it pertains to what we as a society have collectively agreed upon, like mathematics, things like that. And then Pisces, you have this is where your spirituality is going to come in, the occult, things like that, but absolutely emotions, right? The Whenever you're hearing the conversations about people being logical versus being emotional, you are absolutely talking about the Virgo Pisces axis, okay? So things are absolutely emotionally charged as well, right? Um things are absolutely emotionally charged as well. Um yeah, so yeah. So let me see what V Lenore says. She says, I'm sorry, that's Natasha. Natasha says Sephora took out Huda Beauty because she is pro P. I will never shop. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a lot bigger out here. The conversation is a lot bigger, and we may have to have like a private Zoom conversation to talk about some of the shit that I found because this stuff can't be talked about like on the open, you know what I'm saying, like on an open live stream like this because the shit is fucking weird. Um, hello, hello, how are you? V Lenore says, I'm feeling better, but I did too much yesterday, so I'm getting it easy today. Thank you for asking. Well, I'm so glad that you're feeling better. I really am. Um, I'm glad that you're feeling better. No one likes to be sick. Being sick sucks. Being sick sucks. So I'm definitely glad that you're feeling better. Um, it's you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? Let me tell you all how sometimes astrology is very, very literal. So my husband, Mr. Hoodoo, he has been he's been wearing these boots, right? So anyone knows when you wear boots for a prolonged amount of time, it can bother your feet. Your feet can start to hurt, right? So Pisces, when we're talking medical astrology, Pisces rules the feet, right? Pisces rules the feet. That man had to literally last night, he was laying on the couch and I got him like an ice pack so he can like ice his foot because his foot was killing him. Like he was in so much pain. He took like some leave and his foot was killing him. So sometimes these things are literally, sometimes astrology is literal. And so the eclipse happened today in Pisces. His feet feeling so much better. But for the past week building up to this eclipse, his foot has been hurting. So sometimes it really is just as literal as that. But yeah, it's absolutely getting weird out here. Yeah, we may have to have like a Zoom to just like talk about the shit because it's just super weird out here. It's super weird out here. It's super weird out here. So yeah. Lenore said, wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just thought about it. Like it's super weird. I was just like, feet. Like, what's going on with him? His foot. I'm like, oh, like literally was having feet issues. It's not funny, but it's not funny, but like it's real. It's absolutely real. So yeah, we're seeing this song and dance, like emotions are very high right now. Um, yeah, yeah. So it's very real. So we'll see what's happening with we'll see what's happening with everything. We'll see what's happening with everything. I am definitely gonna bring you all like, okay, this is the shit that happened. I'm gonna bring you all a video like this is the shit that happened because baby, um, you said it dawned on me the energy. Yeah, yeah. So this is this one. So let me just I just kind of want to look. Let me search for eclipses because you know the nodes change all the time. So yeah, 2016. Okay. So okay. So yeah. So our next eclipses, okay, because the eclipses um they change. The nodes they move all the time. We don't get eclipses all the time, but the nodes they always change. So our next eclipses, when the eclipses change signs, the next eclipse where it changes signs is going to be February 17th, 2026 in the sign of Aquarius. So the nodes are going to be moving, okay? So let me move this out the way real quick. Oh, I need to move this out the way. I'm looking at some things like you can't see. So, um, yeah. Oh, okay. So next year, so I finally figured out my rising sign. I'm slowly rectifying my chart myself. I'm a Leo rising sign. So I'm a Leo rising. So I'm gonna have some eclipses hit me. I'm gonna have an eclipse hit me in my first house next year. So that's gonna be interesting. That is going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. So yeah, we're moving out of the Pisces Virgo axis and we're moving into the Leo Aquarius axis. Remember last year and back in 2023 we were in the Aries Libra axis. So now we're moving so things are moving. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. You're a Leo rising too? Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have something hit us in our let me pull that up. We're definitely gonna have something hit us in our first. Oh, this is gonna be a total solar eclipse too. Let me calculate this chart for chart one. Okay, so for next year, we are going to have the first of the series. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. And it's gonna hit me in my first house. So this is what this one looks next year. Our first eclipse of next year is going to be in February. And 2026 is absolutely going to be bananas. Bananas astrologically speaking. But yeah, yeah, oh it's going to be a south node. So these are the nodes of fate. Yeah, that's going to be interesting next year. Okay. It's gonna be interesting next year. Yeah, this gonna be interesting. It's gonna it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be at 20 degrees of Leo. We got a little buddy right here. Yeah, February is gonna be. Let me open that back up. Let me open it up. Let me open this up. So, in February, our first eclipse of 2026 is going to be a new moon eclipse. Okay, which is a solar eclipse, and yeah, this can potentially be bad. Why do I say potentially be bad? It doesn't mean it's going to be bad for everyone. It may be bad for some people. It may be good for some people. We're not going to go running for the hills. But this is a lovely square, and by this time Uranus will be have retrograded into Taurus. The last time Uranus is going to be in Taurus before it moves forward again into Gemini, right? Cuz currently right now Uranus is retrograde in Gemini. It's making its the first time Uranus is in Gemini in 84 years. So, if you had parents or grandparents who were alive like in the 30s or whatnot, they're seeing Gemini, Uranus and Gemini again for the second time. Because Uranus hasn't been in Gemini since World War II. Okay, so this is just letting you know how long the Uranus movements are. So this is the first time Uranus has been in Gemini since World War II. As we can see next year on this chart, Uranus will have retrograded back into Taurus and will hit the last degrees of Taurus again before it permanently moves into Gemini for a long time, right? Long time, right? Um, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting because it's gonna be square. It's going to be square Uranus. Uranus. So when we're talking about like the outer planets, especially when we're talking about Uranus and Pluto, Uranus a lot of times is thought of as a north node brings things, and Pluto is sometimes thought of as a south node gets rid of stuff. Baby, this gonna be a whole this has the potential to be a mess. This has the potential to be a mess. Now let me just go ahead and let me do this. Let me save this. Chart, save. Okay. So let me just open up. I mean, we don't know anything what's going to happen. We have to wait for things to happen and then go back and see what's going on, because kind of like how tarot is, how a card could have so many different meanings. This doesn't there's not just like one answer, right? So let me do chart 1, and then let me just do this. Let me put this one as chart 2. Okay. So let's see what's going to be going on. Okay. So for this eclipse in February next year, for this eclipse, this is going to be happening. Yeah, this is going to be happening in the 3rd house of the United States. So another foundational house. Okay, another foundational house. Remember, so this is going to be on the next year. The eclipses are going to be on, well, when we start getting into these, when we start getting into the Leo Aquarius eclipses, they're going to be on the 9th and 3rd houses for the United States. Where it will fall in your personal chart, it depends on your personal chart. Go and schedule a reading with me if you want me to look into that stuff for you. But yeah, so this will be interesting, and it's gonna be square. Ooh, and by that time, Uranus is gonna be in our 6th house. Ooh, of creativity, of children. Yeah, before it slap back up. Listen, a lot of us as astrologers, we're kind of looking into 2026 too. Like, we knew 2025 was going to be very, very interesting. And so far it has been for the United States. absolutely has been very, very interesting here, right? We had that entire Mars retrograde in Cancer action earlier this year, which was the whole uprisings about deportations, immigration. We don't want these people here in the United States, blah, 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 blah. So it'd be very, very interesting to see um what else could potentially, what's going on. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. So let me just save it. Save. Okay. Save that short. So, it's definitely gonna be interesting. Like I tell you all the time, make sure you have your money in place so you can have options for whatever it is that you want to do. Make sure you have your money in place and make sure you do your spiritual cleansings and protections, okay, and your spiritual road opening so that you can get the things that you need and or for yourself or your family. Because I want you all to always be in the best position to do whatever it is that you need to do or have to do or want to do, right? So just always get y'all money together. Always get y'all money together. um can spell work be done on the eclipse? It can, but so eclipses in spell work is kind of like you get all of the power of the daytime or all of the power of the nighttime in a small amount of time, right? So let me repeat that. With a solar eclipse, you get all the power of the daytime in a small time frame. With a lunar eclipse, you get all the power of the nighttime within a small time frame. If someone is not an experienced worker, I would advise against it because eclipses are beginnings and they are endings. Okay. If you are not a strong spiritual worker, I advise against doing work on the eclipse. Now, if you know what you're doing, go ahead and do what you do. But if you're not a strong spiritual worker, if you don't know what you're doing, if you can't create your own spells, if you don't know how to properly cleanse or protect, if you do some spell work and the shit goes wrong and you don't know how to fix it, I would advise against doing work on an eclipse because they are very, very powerful. They're very, very potent, and they absolutely we see how they interrupt the natural phenomenon of the planet, right? When there's a solar eclipse and it goes dark, when day turns to night and you know, the crickets start chirping and the birds quiet down, it's absolutely an effect on the planet, on the physicality of our planet, right? It's a lot of energy and a little bit of time. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to create spells, if you don't know how to modify stuff, if you ain't got no good grasp of what you're doing, I advise against it. Yeah, it's unstable. This is why eclipses are beginnings and endings. So you can do it. If you can do whatever you want to do. If you do some work on the eclipse and then you find out that it didn't manifest the way that you wanted it to, it was probably because the eclipse energy was too strong. So you can do whatever you want to do. I personally advise against it for people who don't know what they're doing or who may be newer to this. This is just Q's spiritual advice because you asked a question. Um, this is just Q's spiritual advice. You can do whatever you want to do. Make sure you take notes and you know how to fix shit if something goes wrong. That's all I can say. I haven't really I don't recall myself ever really doing work on an eclipse or for any like I never have, but I don't really like do stuff on like full moons and stuff like that. Like how you see like all the spiritual memes, like, yeah, witches, what are you doing on the full moon? I ain't doing nothing but going to sleep. Unless I'm doing something like making milkshake or something like that. Because me, I'm to the point where I do work whenever I need to do work because there are so many different spiritual timing elements that you can work with in doing spiritual work. So I don't necessarily have to wait for the sun. I don't necessarily have to wait for the moon. You there spiritual, planetary, magical timing. Those of you who took my magical timing class, you remember what I said in the magical timing class. There's more ways to magically work than waiting for the sun or waiting for a moon phase. Empress said, I'm not doing nothing. Okay. And I heard you when you said, I ain't doing not a damn thing. I heard you, girl. And that's why my ass is still in the bed. I'm still in the bed. I'm still in the bed. I'm talking to y'all. I'm still in the bed. Okay. Relax, rest. Okay. Pisces, sleeping, dreaming, resting, rest. I'm still in the bed. I'm about to get up though, but I'm still in the bed. So yeah. Can I do another one of what, girl? Can I do another one? What, girl? Let me know, girl. Because yeah, like I said, I'll be out here relaxing. I'll be out here relaxing. I'm relaxing. I just thought about it. Like, why am I still in this bed, girl? Because you relaxing. You sitting your ass down. Sitting my ass down. Magical timing class. I mean, I could redo it. I could redo it. Not a big thing. I could redo it. Yeah, I could redo it, but yeah. And I'm probably gonna start like doing my classes again. I've just been this year I have been traveling so much more than last year. I have been traveling this year. So sometimes I'm not even going back home to California until like maybe Friday or Saturday this week. So literally gone for like 2 weeks. So, you know, I haven't really had a moment to like sit down. So, but yeah, I could probably do that. Up, see. Now I gotta go find this man chart. I gotta go find this man chart. Somebody, yeah, I'm gonna go look it up and see if this played a role in it. I'm gonna go look at this person's chart. But yeah, I could do the magical timing class again. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. Definitely gonna be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't want nothing today. I just wanted to come talk to y'all, chill with y'all real quick. Who is this person? Oh, 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 bloop, 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 bloop. Listen, it's definitely weird out here. It's definitely weird out here. Yeah. But y'all, do y'all have anything y'all want to say? I think I'm gonna let y'all go. Cause like I said, we just been chilling. I just been chilling. I missed you all. If anyone has anything they want to say, this is so bad. Um, before I get out of here, yeah. Before I get on out of here, before I get on out of here, like I said, I didn't want nothing. We were literally just chilling here today. I'm about to get up and get my life together. I was supposed to be going to dinner tonight, but I don't think that's happening. So, I'm a little sad about that, but I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. So, boo. Nestos, Shackles, Shuffle, Walk of Shame said, Happy Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, y'all watching the football? I forgot football is back. I don't watch the games. I don't watch the games. But yeah, okay. So if that is it, now don't. If you got a question, you can absolutely ask me. Um, you can absolutely ask me in my comments or whatever like that. But if you got a question I can answer for you right now, go ahead and ask. Yeah, I'm about to get up. Because I've been in my bed all day. I've been in my bed all day. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm gonna get into this other tea. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let you all go. I'm gonna let you all go. I love you all. I will definitely have some probably boring but interesting astrological content this week for you all, as well as the tarot reading live stream. And that's about it. That's about it. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all go. I ain't using that shit. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see y'all around these YouTube streets. I love y'all. Y'all be good to each other. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna see y'all out here. Okay, y'all. Okay, bye, 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 bye.